All right, back with another build video today. This one's going to be a little different. This one's not going to be solely for music. And while the system I plan on building will have that ability, it's mainly for this TV here. So let me show you what I got so far. I've got this little Philips soundbar, and it's okay, but it's not great. It's got a little bass module off to the right there, you can see. It just doesn't have a lot of, I don't know, doesn't have a lot of oomph to it. So I'm looking for something a little bit more power, especially at lower volumes when there's dialogue and you can barely hear what they're saying. So I'd like to get something that looks like a receiver, but one of the newer ones that's got the HDMI ports in it, and that's going to be important for hooking this thing up. So not really vintage, because it's got to have HDMI ports in it, and that kind of rules out vintage, but something cheap. I'm going to go look at the thrift stores, secondhand stores, flea markets, and hopefully run across something at a decent price that I could put in place of that soundbar. So that's what we're doing today. This is kind of like a Goodwill store, different brand though. Hopefully they got something good. A little bit of everything in here, but the only thing that really interests me is the electronics part. So most of it's junk, in my opinion. Of course, people look at the stuff that I buy with the electronics and they say that's junk. So I guess it's a matter of perspective. Yeah. Check that out. See that where it says the white tag is 50% off? That's not just for the jeans and clothes there. That's for anything with a white tag on it. All the stuff in here's got different colors on it. So sometimes I'll find something, come back the next day and see if I can catch it 50% off. Hopefully it's still there. Okay, need a coffee pot right there on the top. All kinds. Alright, let's see if we have any winners here. And we have a winner. Look at that. And here we have an Acoustimass. And some speakers to go with it. Alright, and this is what we ended up with. I've got to sit up on this little table here just for the purpose of testing. Like I was showing earlier in the video, it's going to go under that TV you saw a moment ago. This one was not a white label, unfortunately. It was I don't know if you can tell it in the shot there, but it's a green label. But it was only $15, $14.99. I didn't want to take the chance that it might not be there the next day, so I went ahead and picked it up. That's not a bad price anyway. About the only testing you can do is at the stores, plug it in and see if it turns on. So that's the only testing I've done with it so far. Hopefully it actually works. Hopefully all the channels work. This is a fairly new-ish receiver, and let me turn it around to the back and show you. From what I could tell on a quick search of the internet, and this might not be right, but this was made about 2016, and at the time of this video it's 2026, so we're looking at a receiver that's roughly 10 years old. It's got the HDMIs that I was hoping for, and I think that'll do just fine. I like how they've got it here. I don't know if you could see it, but anything that's an output, like it's got like checkerboarding effect. So at a quick glance, you could tell, you know, that's an input and that's an output just by that checkerboarding. These are inputs over here. But yeah, pretty neat. it's got, looks like 5 channels, left and right, and then you got your center and your left and right rear. And it's got a pre-out for a subwoofer there. We're going to take advantage of that for sure. Yep, this is the RX-V465 by Yamaha. And then right down the road at another store, I was able to find this beauty here. This is the Acoustimass, and you might recognize it looks similar to one in my previous video with the Sony receiver build, but this is a different model. So let me turn this one around and show you the back. All right, this is the Acoustimass 7, and this one is slightly different than the Acoustimass 5 Series 2 in my other build video, in that it's got a left to right and a center for inputs, and then the same thing for outputs there. Actually, I got that backwards if you look at the chart. So the inputs are on the bottom, outputs are on the top. So you got a left, right, center input. And yeah, should do nicely, provided it works. This one, let's see. It was $29.99, or rounded up $30. And it was half price. So at that store it was a yellow sticker, half price, so it was $15. And to go with that, I got these little guys. These were half price a few days later, so $7.50 for those. $15 for this guy, and full price, which happened to be $15 for this guy. So that's how much we've got into it so far. Now these might look like the cubes from my other Sony receiver build, which are like those guys right there, but they're just taped together just for the sale. They're singles. They're not attached like those are. That's a double, and these are single units. So got a left and a right. And they've got the bracket on the back, which I'm going to end up taking that off and mounting those a little bit differently, since those will go behind the couch. But yeah, starting to shape up. Got to get this thing tested, make sure everything's working. So that's the main thing right now. All right. All right, and the other thing that I got to go with it is this Sony. Use this as the subwoofer. That's going to go on the floor there beside the TV. So we'll have some good, really low range, some low range and high range there. What I don't have are the center speakers and the front left and right speakers. So that's what we lack so far. But we'll get there. Now eventually I'm going to hook the Acoustimass module up to this here, the rear, left and right, and the center channels. But for testing, since I don't have a left and right and center channel speaker yet, I'm going to use these posts here to test what I've got so far, just to make sure the unit works and make sure the bass, the Bose bass module works as well as the cubes. So that's where we are with that. Go ahead and get those plugged in. to the speakers. All right, I'm going to do a quick test of this thing. I've got it hooked up with the left and right speaker, the Acoustimass bass module, and the Sony over there. And let's see, let's just make sure the unit works okay. See if we can get some music going here. All right, using the Apple TV via an HDMI connection to see if it's working. Sounds like it is. Get up a little closer. So yeah, unit seems to work okay. Let's get this thing cleaned up. Of all the stuff, this looks to be the dirtiest. Although I don't know if some of that will come off. So, yeah, we'll see. Nice if I had a plastic spatula, but I don't. All right, well, we're short a few speakers of having a full build. I'm going to try to hunt down some in the next few days. Going to hit the local thrift stores around my area and see what we can come up with. I need a left, right, front, and a center channel, and I should be good to go. So we'll just call this part one, and we'll wrap it up right here. And check back for part two of this video. This is the Yamaha receiver build, RX-V465. We're going to make it into a home theater setup. All right, until next time, see ya.